What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the Hasbro Lightning Collection. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Lightning Collection or the current status of the Lightning Collection, it is as of right now on a hiatus. So with that being said, I wanted to kind of give you my thoughts about the current status and things for the future and possibilities that could happen. So as of right now, there are, with the current state of Hasbro, I know that there have been talks of like reboots and things like that, and that's currently something that is being worked on. But as far as information, we don't really have too much information. From what I've heard, I believe it's supposed to be either a movie or a series. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that directly had an impact on the Lightning Collection as a whole. If you guys aren't familiar, we recently got Cosmic Fury within the last year, but no figures were really coming out for that. We had a couple like morphers and like basic figures or megazords and things like that, but aside from that, we never really saw anything from the Lightning Collection. As a matter of fact, I believe the recent release for the Lightning Collection were the Omega Rangers and the remastered MMPR figures. Ultimately, I talked about this before, but I hope that, that this is just in fact a hiatus. That they take the time to kind of reevaluate things and come back stronger and better than ever. I know that a lot of people have had issues with like QC and, I think that, I heard that, they switched factories and things like that. And, that's why we started to get a decline in, the quality of the figures and things like that. And, for me personally, I completely agree. I think that they started making strides in the right direction, giving us pinless joints and things like that, but then they introduced things that weren't exactly necessary, such as those drop-down hips, which, let's be honest, they suck. They weren't working how they should be, and, it wasn't really anything that was needed, to be honest. I like that, the molds that they used before were completely fine, and I didn't really care for whether they were pinless or not. With Marvel Legends, they're still able to give us pinless joints, but retain the same type of articulation scheme. So, again, I'm not knocking on, the Lightning Collection, but, I think that if they were going to do something, they should make sure that it's, properly implemented and, take time to really, figure things out, and I hope that's what they do. With that being said, I would love for them to continue, giving us more figures. I really like the aspect of the team building, right? We got the Omega Ranger team, and then, the Ninja, the Alien Ranger set. So, those things are really cool, and I think it helps us to kind of, again, build up teams faster and get to figures that we actually want. I would love for them to be able to kind of continue with the teams that they've started. For instance, they just started giving us Turbo or like, Lightspeed Rescue, or I believe, was it RPM, I believe, was one of the ones that they gave us. But, nonetheless, they were starting to give us more teams that we really wanted. And, I think that was a great way for us to, get a Titanium Ranger, which is definitely a fan favorite. But then, they could have definitely done things differently. So, I hope they come back and, maybe they introduce more figures in the wave, or, and maybe kind of give us really diverse teams in every single wave. So that way we can kind of get, the teams that we want, or the figures or characters that we want a lot faster. If, in fact, that, this isn't, this is it for the Lightning Collection, I think that, brands such as SH Figure Arts, they recently have their revival of their Sentai line, which is definitely cool. I would love for them to be able to kind of take over. And when I say take over, I mean, start to give us characters that we want. But with that being said, American exclusive Rangers, such as like Spirit Rangers or like the Titanium Ranger, more than likely we probably wouldn't get because they're not Sentai specific, right? There's no Sentai counterpart. But, if the Senkocho Seiho line, they're recently releasing a Kyoryu Red, which would be the equivalent to Dino Charge Red. That's set to release later this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think that they could definitely, give us more teams. And I think that it'd be cool for them to, branch out instead of just giving us Red Rangers, right? Give us some 6th Rangers, you know what I mean? I would love to see, you know, and this is going to sound very, you know, typical of me, but, you know, give us like a Geo Ranger Green, or like, you know, I would love to see a Hurricane Green. I'm not sure what his actual name is, but, you know, those different characters, so that way it gives us something to look forward to, because if we're just getting Red Rangers, then, you know, that would definitely suck. You know, it'd be a wasted opportunity. But again, I have no control or say on what gets released, but I know that that's been recently the trend as of lately. So they're just giving us Red Rangers, similar to, if you guys saw my video on the King Oger Red, more than likely we probably won't get any other members of the team. And when it comes to that, that's definitely unfortunate. So I really hope that for us, you know, for us here in the U.S., you know, we continue with that Lightning Collection line, and you know, they come back stronger and better, because Power Rangers is definitely a franchise that, you know, is definitely recognizable and has a lot of power behind it. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, it's for kids, but I mean, most of the people that grew up on Power Rangers, regardless of when you started, more than likely were adults, or, you know, so I think that it definitely hits both demographics. So, you know, again, this is just me wishful thinking, but, you know, I would love for the Lightning Collection to continue and grow stronger, and, you know, maybe them, you know, kind of repivoting and looking at it from a different angle. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.